Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, doing my level best to convince a few of these no-good layabout drunken juglicks to help Ma clean up the dinner mess in XCOM 2. And God bless her old heart, Ma really did put on a fine spread last episode. Got some savory chicken fried steak, which is what this Viper is going to ultimately be made into. A side of sweet succulent succotash and mashed potatoes with ham gravy so thick you could stand a spoon in a serving boat. But after putting on a meal that fine for a clan as large as the Juglicks, you know, that takes a lot of preparation. And Ma, she's feeding like 15 people. That's a lot of food, a lot of work, and a lot of frying medium for this Viper, ultimately. But it's also a lot of dishes. There's a lot of mess left here to clean up, Juglicks, and nobody's volunteering to help. The Juglicks can be surprisingly modern in some respects, but, you know, others, they're just as bass-backwards as you might expect. And especially when it comes to stereotypical gender roles around the home. They've got some real sort of heteronormativity action working. It'd be like, cooking and cleaning? Psh, no, man, that's woman's work, Pete. I'd say that, you know, if anything, we might get that old no-good polecat Raylene McElroy to help Ma with the cleaning up, but, you know, she's a McElroy, Pete. You just can't trust a McElroy even when it comes to doing the dishes. I'm afraid we're just going to have to leave this one to Ma to clean up. I mean, we got us a right powerful mess here. Got us one of them old Advent mechs. Got us an officer that Ma's definitely going to have to deal with. She got the Sally Struthers training and the Skulljack. And then one of them old stun lancers hiding in the back there. Now, Pete, as much as we'd all like to help Ma clean up around the kitchen, it's just, yeah, you know, we ain't going to do it, man. We ain't going to do it. That's Ma Juglick's work. She's been doing it. She's been doing it for 65 years, Pete. She's used to it. Hell, I reckon she's used to it by now. Yeah, you know what? After 65 years of basically indentured servitude to you, Grandpa Juglick, when it comes to cleaning up the dinner mess, you think maybe you'd get a little help for it, but no. That's just not how the Juglicks roll. What are we going to do about this? Okay, so let's actually get started with helping Ma Juglick clean us up. I don't think we're going to be able to kill this entire pod in one turn. So what I'm going to do is just take precautions. Yeah. I do want to try and skulljack the officer, but in order to do that, we're going to need to get closer or to get him closer. And we do have a haywire protocol. 60% is bad. Our skulljacks, we don't have skull mining, so they don't increase our hacking potential yet. We need to get skull mining at the first possible opportunity. But it really seems like this turn is going to be a mimic beacon turn. So I think let's just go ahead and commit to that. Silas, let's bring you up here to this corner cover. I'm concerned about spawning a pod. I really am.
Confirmed.
And we definitely, if we check a mimic beacon here, we want to make sure the mimic beacon doesn't spawn a pod. That's going to be also a top priority for us. Judy, let's get you over here. And I think we just go... Oh, for a second, I thought that was a pod, and I was about to be real salty, but... 63%. We can't kill the advanced officer. We need that guy. I don't know why it says we have a shot at that man when we... I mean, what are we shooting at here, Judy? Fire shot at target. What? We don't have any hit indicators or anything. Why can we even shoot at that man? That's a little confusing. I'm not gonna lie. Activa. Okay, so the new Activa S, the Massey Ferguson. The new Activa S. This line from Massey Ferguson. We could just... Maybe we just feed these guys a rocket. Feeding them a rocket has a couple advantages. Can we use that to also get line of sight on the thing? We very easily could. You know what? Yeah, let's just do that. We're going to bring the old Massey Ferguson up here, put it out to the South 40 and get her doing some work here. We got the winter wheat, Pete. It's got to be brought in. Somebody got to bring... What the hell is this? I beg your pardon, XCOM? My entire line of sight for this rocket is blocked by a fucking box. Yeah, I mean, okay, that's fucking perfectly sensible, I suppose. Am I so... Man, I tell you what, the new Massey Ferguson really needs to work on its turning radius. Tight turns in a field, that's an issue when you're trying to bring in the crops, and I gotta say, the Massey Ferguson doesn't really feel like it's getting it done. Should've got an international harvester. Yeah, Pete, you know, when I was down at the dealers, he mentioned the turning radius on old Massey Ferguson. He said, you know, if you're looking for a solid turning radius, what you gotta do, Pete, you gotta not go with the Massey. You gotta go get you one of them newfangled international harvesters. They got a real tight in the corners. You know, and as a Juglick, Pete, I can respect something that's tight in the corners. Nice miss there, by the way, Tigress. That's fantastic work, and just what all y'all... Man, this... Okay. I shouldn't complain about the high percentage miss. We did get lucky earlier with a 50%. We got a hit earlier that was on like a 50% shot that we definitely should not have gotten. So we're still bucking the odds. We're definitely going to need a Mimic Beacon after that miss. Honestly, I think we just move everybody closer. Let's just move everybody closer and we Mimic Beacon. We had a little stretch of bad luck there. Yep, bad luck in that we bought the massive Ferguson. We should have told you, Pete. International Harvester is where it's at, my friend. It's all about the IH products that makes top quality merchandise, Pete. Fantastic, reliable machinery at an affordable price. So here comes our Advent Officer. He's going to shoot the Mimic Beacon. Hopefully not a critical. Okay, just, wow, that guy did 7 damage, huh? All right. This is bad then. We probably lose it here. Oh, no, okay, beautiful. Exactly enough. Oh, Mimic Beacon, you're the greatest hero that the XCOM project has ever known. You guys are all going to cluster up and get shit on. The Mimic Beacon is definitely going down, but now we're in a fantastic position offensively. This is a solid outcome for us. So, Massey Ferguson, it's time for you to make up for last. See, now's the time when you got to get the threshing going. Now you got to start the threshing. Please don't start it by threshing into a propane tank and exploding your $500,000 piece of equipment. I think we very clearly need to overdrive here. Beautiful. Oh, the punch has a cooldown. All right. Wow, it's a long cooldown as well. 4 turns. That's significant. This should be a kill, though. Minimum damage. Yeah, there we go. All right, so 1 kill for the old Massey Ferguson. The Harvester is beginning the harvest, and it's a harvest of despair for these XCOM troopers. Wow, the Harvest of Despair really sounds like it should be the title of like an upcoming fall thriller movie. This fall, they take place on a Juggler clan family farm. They thought it was just a weekend camping trip. Oh, how little did they know what they were in for. Murderous clan of thuggish hillbillies, hell-bent on destruction. This fall, Will Arnett and Rachel McAdams will find a harvest of despair. I would watch that movie. Also, Will Arnett and Rachel McAdams are possibly the least likely Hollywood couple of all time. I mean, like an on-screen couple. It seems like exactly the sort of couple that would happen in Hollywood. We knew this was going to succeed because I believe it's hard-coded to succeed. And you know what? Say what you want about Ma Juglick, but 65 years of slaving over a hot stove, doing all of those dishes, has really given Ma some serious upper body strength. Look at this. She's able to lift a man from the ground with only 1 arm. That's amazing. You know, you lift enough cast iron skillets off a hot stove, it's just like doing curls. Ma's got biceps that just will not quit. Unbelievable. We did not get a small intel hash, but intel hash? You know, I got the intel hash, Pete. I got some knowledge on where to go pick up some good, sweet, high-quality dank hashish. And that's a turn ender right there. Here comes our codex. I was expecting this. We knew the codex was going to spawn, and I have a plan for dealing with the codex. No troubles whatsoever. We've used 2 turns. We got basically our full complement of people to handle this. And the Tigress does have... She does have a flashbang. We could just flashbang it and go. But we also still have Grandpa Juglick. We got the Wolf Pack. I really, you know, I really don't feel like we have a whole lot to worry about here. I think what we do is we just go for the running gun.
Going in for the kill.
We bring Silas Juglick over here. Take him in back for the flanker. We put it against the base of the skull of this codex, and then we just end its life. Okay, well, 6 damage is actually not quite as much as I was hoping for, if I'm going to be honest. We are going to clone. That leaves us 2 targets. That's 1 for Grandpa Juglick. He's going to get that one easily, if only with a grenade. And the Tigress, who... Actually, Grandpa Juglick, can you get a flank shot on this person? No, not really. It won't be a flanker, but it should be a relatively good shot. Let's go take a look and see what our hit percentage looks like. And if it's too low, well, can you get a flanker on this? You can absolutely get a flanker here. All right, with Grandpa Juglick's enhanced aim, he's going to have no trouble finishing this off. So, Festus, you'll do your level best to make like Festus from Gunsmoke and, you know, be the sort of also-ran character that's on the mission. That was pretty solid damage output. Grandpa Festus just riddled that codex with bullets. And that just leaves the Tigress, who I think we don't need to pull anything fancy here. Is the slash 100%? The slash is 100%. Let's go for the slash then. Give me that dank guitar solo.
Menace 1-5, this is Avenger. We have positive confirmation of the target package.
What are you talking about? Oh, this thing. Right. Go hack the thing. Yeah, we're on it, Bradford. Don't worry. We got it. And a promotion for the Tigress. And I was about to make a dank Guns N' Roses reference about how awesome it was to, you know, enjoy some of Slash's sweet guitar stylings. November Rain. Fantastic guitar solo. So really what we need is just Ma Juglick to be able to see the thing. If we move Ma Juglick over here and take cover behind this propane tank, not a great idea. Ma Juglick's a smoker. She's got the hand-rolled cigarettes there right in her mouth right now. It's not a great risk, but we're going to do it anyway. All right, let's hack this bad boy. No consequences for failure here. That's the most important thing. Unlike the Ma Juglick and the smoking next to a possibly volatile, possibly ruptured propane tank. I mean, there has been a little gunplay running around. 15% for a large cache. Let's just go for the small then. Sally Struthers. Oh, for once, the Sally Struthers correspondence hacking course actually pays off. Sally Struthers is the only thing she actually knew how to do was reverse engineer cookies to data mine, and that's apparently what was required for this one. Do you want to get personal information? Sure, we all do. Sally Struthers, you're a scumbag. Sally Struthers, by the way, world's biggest personal information salesman, sales of credit cards and other personally identifying information. You know, it's Sally Struthers' fault, basically, that identity theft has become as popular and as rampant as it is these days. It's Sally Struthers is entirely to blame. So let's get a reload here. I think next turn we'll just see what our hack bonuses are on this, and if they're nothing great, what we may do is just go for a little scanning protocol, see if we can't get some intel on where this last pod of aliens is. And then try and take advantage of the knowledge. For once, we're going to come at this educated. Yeah, Pete, you know what? That's a powerful unjuglick thing to say, mate. Be all come at it all educated like, so Mr. College boy over there wants to use his fancy book learning to strategize about the enemy positions and how best to capitalize on the enemy's weakness, rather than just running in there, shotgun blazing, shrieking like a banshee, wailing about how the McElroys are a bunch of no-good polecats. Tell you, Pete, you just got no sense of what's reasonable, man. Possible miscalculation? I mean, that's certainly one way to describe it. I don't think it was a possible miscalculation, more definitive miscalculation. On the plus side, we're in a relatively good position to capitalize on a rocket. There are 3 guys over there. If we do a rocket, what is up with this rocket launcher in that we can't actually shoot it around anything? This has got to be some kind of, possibly some effect of the new mod I'm running with the grenades and the tile snapping. I'm curious. Maybe my enthusiasm for turning tile snapping off has troublesome. You know, it's a situation that warrants further investigation. Yeah, that's definitely what's going on. It stops as soon as it hits line of sight on an object. It's like we can't. Maybe it's just the rocket, because the rocket goes in a straight line. Can I launch a grenade over that? Let's test this theory. This is important knowledge. If we're going to be running with this no tile snapping grenade mod, we need to know whether it does this for grenades or whether it's just rockets. Okay, this is something specific to the rocket. Gotcha. All right, that's fine then. Grandpa Juglick, I really feel like this is going to be your best bet. Once we've got this stack of tires on fire. Yeah, Pete, ain't nothing burns like a Goodyear, boy. I tell you what, you need to cook some victuals over on an impromptu blaze. Y'all get yourself a little bit of a tire fire. You're gonna be good. Sorry about that, ma'am. Sorry. Civilian casualties, ma'am. Hate to do it, but, well, sometimes sacrifices gotta be made, ma'am, and in this case, that sacrifice is you. So, what if we just go punch this guy in the face? Like, how much damage will that do? Also, will it hit? 91%. 7 damage. We don't kill him, but that will absolutely kill that sectoid. I don't necessarily hate that plan. Can the Tigress make it to the other? Can you get to the other side? Can you get to this other guy? You can. How much damage are you going to do? 9 to 11. Very good chance for a kill from old Judy Juglick. Don't hate that plan necessarily. That leaves us with Ma, Wolfpack. Yeah, well, you know what, Wolfpack? Let's do this first, okay? We're gonna take a little chance, just a tiny chance here with the wolf pack. Silas? Yeah, the tiny chance was I was concerned there might be another pod over there. Turns out there is not. Very little risk here then. The wolf is loose. Look at him. He's out there. He's a coursing predator. I'm telling you, Silas Juglick. You run from him. All you're doing is that you're borrowing trouble. You don't run from a coursing predator, man. Their instinct is then, when you run from a coursing predator, their instinct is to chase you. What's your hit percentage with a bullet? You know what? Fist is better. Go fist this man then. Come on, Pete. I'm a Juglick. These Juglicks, Pete, y'all knows we's into the fisting. We're gonna fist an alien any chance we get. 10 big old damage from a nice, strong left hook from the Massey Ferguson. That old boy just got ronda-roosied. Here's the thing. Ma can clean this up. No matter what happens, we can get 1 damage from Ma Juglick. So even if Judy, who couldn't miss that shot, but even if she had done all right in the pool. Judy Juglick, that's... We had... Yeah, anyway. Speaking of cleanup, Ma Juglick was going to be stuck with cleanup. You gotta be shitting me. Alright, well, I mean, we expected that these guys were going to be around, and now we're in a bit of a pickle. Although Judy Juglick is in cover, and we could have Ma toss an aid protocol at her. Our Spark unit is really the unit that's in the most perilous, precarious... That's just a lot of P's, Pete, and you just couldn't pull it off. Your mouth was not talented enough to make that happen. Some decent loot for once, an advanced expanded magazine and an advanced hair trigger. In this scenario, I think we have to try and guarantee that the Spark unit gets shot at. So we're going to aid protocol Jolene. Jolene. Protect that Judy just because you can. This is going to be a grenade. If he grenades our cover, we're in trouble. Nope, just going to shoot at the Spark unit. This is fine. This is what the Massey Ferguson is for. It's got an enhanced, durable, solid titanium chassis designed exactly for situations like this. Oh, this is not good. Coming up and try to poke Ma Juglick. I think Grandpa Juglick may have a thing or two to say. It's okay, you no good piece of crap varmint. I tell you one thing, boy, ain't only one person on this planet entitled to poke old Ma Juglick. That's Grandpa Festus Juglick. Don't you all be trying to poke on my wife. Enough of your shit, son. You're about to have yourself a world of hurt, boy. Poking my wife. Yep, that's what you get. You touch Juglick without permission, boy, we's gonna put a bullet in your brain. Now we just gotta figure out how the hell to get this mutant killed. Okay, Activa S. Your overdrive ability is on cooldown. Gun's a little low on bullets. Fortunately, this rocket launcher is still loaded, so yes, let's destroy some playground equipment, because taking the joy from children everywhere is what XCOM is all about. That did not do anywhere close to as much damage as I might have liked. And run and gun is still on cooldown. We can have Judy come up here. We definitely don't want to melee this guy. Of course, meleeing mutons is in general a terrible, terrible idea. Yeah, we can still get the kill here. No worries. All right, so Judy Juglick, get you over here. It's time for the Tigress to pounce out of the weeds and murder this man. Also, what kind of pool is like ankle deep? Look at this. This is a reasonably solid investment of materials here for basically a kiddie pool. Let's assume, just for the sake of argument here, that each of these tiles is 1 meter wide, right? How long is this pool then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got a 10 meter. That's a 30-foot swimming pool. That's a pretty darn big pool. That's something that's going to cost you a considerable amount of cash to have put in the ground. This is an in-ground pool. This is not an inflatable pool like you would ordinarily find at the kiddie depth. But it's not an inflatable pool. This is a full-size in-ground swimming pool, and yet it's like 9 inches deep. With a diving board, no less. What is this? An invitation for spinal injury? They'll be like, oh, welcome to the, Kansas City Municipal Swimming Pool. We are not responsible for any spinal injuries that might result as the costs of using our facilities. You got to sign this waiver before you're allowed to use the diving board. And it's just at the bottom of the diving board, it's just a bunch of kids down there, like twitching feebly and trying to drag themselves out of the water so they don't drown because their legs don't work anymore because they snap their spine diving into 6 inches of water. No lifeguard on duty. The sign is clearly posted. Sorry, we're not to be held responsible. You signed the waiver and the sign was clearly posted that said no lifeguard on duty. Just saying. New record for average damage per attack. Also a new record for enemies killed per turn. The Juglicks really kind of brought the pain on this mission. They put a world of hurting on our foes. At the cost of some, I would say moderate, but not really moderate so much as exceptional damage to our spark unit. But this is what the spark unit is for. It's designed to take a beating. It's supposed to be able to take a licking and keep on ticking. Massey Ferguson's got the enhanced titanium alloy chassis that keeps it going when other farm equipment would have given up long ago. Got a difficult crop to bring in? The Massey Ferguson Activa S. That's your boy. I don't know why a crop would be like it's putting up a fight. Send a harvester out to, sort of scythe the grain fields and pull in the wheat. Bring in the crop, and for some reason the corn fights back. I'm not really sure how it would do that. Maybe like a Chuck Wendig The Harvest series kind of thing. We got a Hiram's Golden Prolific level of fighting back. That's all I can think of. Also, that's like the most obscure reference, maybe the most obscure reference I've ever made in the series to date. If you haven't read any Chuck Wendig, though, Perfidious Pete recommends. Fantastically talented. So 3 days out for Ma Juglick, 11 days out for the Massey Ferguson, but he can fight hurt, so we're not really that worried about it. Although sending him to fight hurt really does somewhat reduce his usefulness. And Judy the Tiger's Juglick got salvo. Okay, this is, it may seem that salvo is not fantastic, but here's the thing. Launching or throwing grenades or using heavy ones for your first action doesn't end your turn. That's actually not a terrible ability for Judy the Tiger's Juglick, especially considering she's got a melee build going. She could whip a grenade, not end her turn, spawn a pod from concealment, theoretically, then dash up onto him and try and finish somebody off with a, melee swing. It's not the best secret ability we've ever uncovered, but it's also by no means the worst. We're absolutely taking run and gun, by the way. Conceal is intriguing, but honestly, I kind of think that it's not, it's just not that good. We're probably gonna go full assault build, I think, for Judy the Tiger's Juglick. She really is an ambush predator. She'll ambush you in the sack, too. When I say she's an ambush predator, I don't mean just on the battlefield. I love that the spark unit actually throws off sparks and shorts when it's injured, too. That's a great I'm hurt animation. Ma Juglick will be back. 3 days? Pff, whatever. Ma Juglick isn't actually hurt. She's faking. She's not really wounded. She just wants some extra time to clean up the mess from that last mission. She's like, I got dishes for 15 people to do here. This is, it's not like I got a dishwasher, Pete. Ain't no dishwasher down onto old Juglick family farm. No, sir. We do this the old-fashioned way. You do this by hand, then dry them with a towel, boy. Fancy-dancy, Yankee-style college boy. Dishwashers? Pff, we got a dishwasher. It's called Ma. Its name's Jolene. Our dishwasher got a name. Advent Shield Bearer Autopsy. We did cover our first Shield Bearer and research unlocked for alien encryption. Fantastic, but plated armor has definitely got to be our priority. We did kill a codex. Actually, you know what? Killing a codex reduced the avatar progress, so we have averted Doom Clock. I forgot that would happen. That's good. We needed the time. The Doom Clock was upon us and descending rapidly. It was like 2 minutes to midnight. Research alien encryption. Yeah, we will do that swiftly because skull mining is something I'm very much interested in getting on board.
Anything we've ever encountered, much less theorized. We'll have to find a means of breaking the code, but I expect it will take some time.
Mostly because Dr. Tigan's other hobbies, namely the alien humping, are going to keep him, a little bit busy. Why are you blinking? Oh, Holly Pale. You know what? Pale Rider, you've got the greatest both combat call sign and potential porn name of all time, but you are still a sharpshooter, so good day to you, Miss Holly Hill. You are gone. One less mouth to feed and one less person for old Ma Juglick to have to clean up after. I think it's good that we've gotten rid of her. The Activa Massey Ferguson is damaged for 11 days. Don't we have to go to engineering to fix that?
Orders, Commander?
Yeah. Oh, okay, it automatically starts repairing. That is something that I'm a fan of. It automatically begins.
Clinics, Doctor.
That's real good.
They seem like a big draw for the cities right now.
Having worked in one of the facilities, I can tell you
Dr. Tigan, are you ever going to shut up? I really don't care about your backstory. Also, if history has taught me anything, it's that your backstory is completely irrelevant, because we were with Dr. Shen and Dr. Valen for like 40 years, and at no time did Dr. Valen mention that she was considering secretly starting a project to genetically engineer alien super soldiers, and Dr. Shen never once mentioned that he had invented an artificial intelligence or had a daughter. So, you know what? Whatever you're telling us, Dr. Tigan, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all obfuscation. The true secret of Dr. Tigan is going to come out in the sequel to XCOM. It's going to be like in XCOM 3 is when we find out that old Dick Tigan only moonlighted as a world's greatest scientist. In his real career, he was the most fantastic porn legend to ever set Dick on screen. Be like, this is the penis that launched 100 careers. It'll be something completely unrelated. Or we find out that Dr. Tigan is like the world's most committed family man, and he has raised a brood of people from birth and trained them their entire lives Batman style to fight the alien menace, and our next XCOM 3 team is entirely the descendants of Dick Tigan. Because, well, you know, a guy named Dick Tigan is probably going to have a lot of children. Also, Dick Tigan would be a great porn name, too. Dick Tigan. He could Dick Tigan and Pale Rider in She Came in the Back Door. Yeah, I would watch that. I don't know. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Your support really does mean a lot. And if you'd like to hear more theoretical porn references with the cast of XCOM 3, Dick Tigan and Pale Rider and She Came in My Back Door, which makes not a lick of sense, you might consider subscribing as well, because shit just pours out of my mouth, and most of the time I have no idea what I'm saying. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.